Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadanandatirtha Bhagavad-Padacharyobhyo Namo Namaha Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Stithitolaya Niyati Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste. Welcome friends for the second episode of Vishnu Sahastranamam Stotram Mahatmyam, what we call it the Majesty and the Magnificence of Vishnu Sahastranamam. Vishnu Sahastranamam, we have seen, the background in which the Vishnu Sahastranamam has been recited by the Bhishma Pitamaha to the Yudhishthira, the Anushasana Parva. As we go forward that, the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, as well as Vishnu Sahastranamam, all the three have great importance. See, one of the importance that has been attributed to Mahabharata is considered to be one of the highest shastras, Sastreshu Bharatam. This is what the sloka says. In fact, it has been considered Shastretu Bharatam Saram Tatra Nama Sahastram Vaishnavam Krishna Gita cha Tajnanam Uchyate. This is what the entire in the entire Shastras, whatever Shastras we have heard, Mahabharata is considered to be the prima donna among the Shastras, mainly because it covers all the aspects of the Shastra as well as all the aspects of whatever possibilities are there in the human behavior, evolution, as well as the consequences. In all, there is nothing that is not available in Mahabharata. Even if you take any of the plots, any of the stories, you will always find some sort of a semblance of the story or the semblance of the concept available in Mahabharata. With such a great work which covers the entire gamut of all the Shastras, it is considered to be the Shastreshu Bharatam, because this is considered to be the highest Shastra. Saram Tatra Nama Sahastram. The entire Sara of the Mahabharata was given in the Vishnu Sahastranama. How it has been given in the Vishnu Sahastranama, in the sense when we talk about all the 1000 names, all the 1000 names give rise to Swarupa Jnana of the Bhagavanta. He is the Sakuna Brahma, is Swarupa Jnana, because when we try to know about the Bhagavanta, the Swarupa and the Guna Paripurna of each of the qualities are being known from the Nama Sahastram. That is why Saram Tatra Nama Sahastram, it says. Vaishnavam Krishna Gita cha. Krishna Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is the prime document. It shows how the myriad words, myriad ways the human behavior works. It is one of the psychological treatises par excellence to know how a human can behave, how the human can act in certain circumstances, how he has to regulate himself if he wants to attain the excellence, as per the discussions between the Nara, Narayana, which is the Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Taking that into account, the entire Nama Sahastram, when we have, how we can know the Guna Paripurna of the entire, the Lord, the Vishnu, the prima donna. Vishnu is not just a name. It has got a etymological importance in that Vivishti iti Vishnu. He is the one who pervades all the universe, all the parts, as well as he is into everything, chara, achara, and everything into the, Vishnu in the sense, wish in the sense he is pervades. He pervades into everyone and he pervades in the entire world. There is not even a speck of a dot in which the Vishnu is not available. Vishnu is a concept. He is available everywhere. We call it Vishnu. The Vishnu in the Sanskrit etymologically denotes that is pervading everywhere and without whom he is within and without. There is a story when Raghavendra Swami was in the Gurukula. His guru once gave him one small banana. He gave it to all the Sishyas and asked them, "You please go and have where no one can see you, or no one can watch you, or you are under the gaze of anyone. You please go and have it and come." So everyone went and they just peeled off the banana and took it. But Raghavendra Swami, he didn't do that, and he was just going and sitting in a place and contemplating. After some time, his guru called him, asked him, "What is that?" Because when everyone has taken, consumed the banana, you have not consumed. He said, "I don't know a space or a dot where the Lord can't see me, where I am not in the gaze of the Lord, where I am not in the custody of the Lord. I just don't know a place. I couldn't take it." This is what the answer he gave. This is exactly what has been given in one of our prime Upanishadam called Isavasya Upanishadam. Ishavasyam idahum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bunjitaha makridak tasya sviddanam. In fact, this first verse of Ishavasya Upanishad has been considered to be so sacred that prompted Mahatma Gandhi to say that even in the entire scriptures of Hinduism is not available. Even this one mantra of Isavasya Upanishadam is available. The Sanatana Dharma will stand for another millions of years. What is so great about this particular verse of Isavasya Upanishadam, which we have brought into the context of the great Vishnu sahastranamam, we are trying to get into it. It is very important. Isavasyam idahum sarvam. There is no place where he is not there. There is no dot in the universe, in the galaxy, or within anyone, because within any of the animals, or within the beings, or any other plants, any other insentience, nowhere it is not that he is not there and all. What is that? What is that? The concept is like that. He is just pervading. Without him, nothing exists, and he is the one, the life-giving energy or the quality-giving energy everywhere. Even the stars which are yet to be discovered, he is still there. We don't know because we have not found out those stars. We have not found out those galaxies. They may be discovered in due course of time. In spite of it, he is there everywhere and all. This is exactly the concept that conveys what is the name Vishnu represents. All the religions call their God by their name, the highest name, like Zoroastrians call by their own name, and likewise Jews call by their own name, the Christians call by their own name, Islam call their own name. Who is that great name? The prime power, primordial power, the supreme power, who is controlling us, who is there everywhere. The same is being represented by the name Vishnu. Vivishti iti Vishnu. This is the concept. Ishavashyam idahum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. There is no place where he is not there. And then it goes about telling, the qualities, what is required, and which is also going to come in the Vishnu Sahastranamam. We will be seeing it. And while we have seen that, and Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be the prime document of the greatest psychological treatise ever have been written in this universe is Bhagavad Gita. It has been conveyed. If you see every chapter of a Gita, it is called, it's a yoga. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, it starts with Sankhya Yoga. It goes on telling every yoga. This is the route by which you can understand the ways in which you will be able to know who you are. Knowing who you are is the most important thing. In fact, when Swami Vivekananda, after his famous talk in Chicago, when he was going all over the places in US, like New York or Harvard University, everywhere and all, wherever the Vedantas institutes where he has formed the Vedanta Institute, the first question he used to tell is, the first word he used to tell, if only you knew who you were. That is what the Sanatana Dharma tells us, the Upanishads and Vedas tells us to understand who we are, how we have to understand ourselves in relation to the world, in relation to the power, unknown power, whom we are not able to see, how we are going to operate. This entire thing has been brought about in the beautiful more than 1000 names, Nama Sahastranam in this Vishnu Sahastranamam. This is what we are embarking upon to find out. See, one of the things that is think about Sanskrit, in Sanskrit, Samskritam, what we call it. Samskritam is the right word to use instead of Sanskrit. That is the westernized way of using it. In Samskritam, every word has got a meaning, especially in Vedas, as the Acharyas have said. They have got minimum three meanings. Kanishta Trayartha. They have got three meanings. That is why when you take same Veda, Nirguna Brahman has been found out, as well as Saguna Brahman has been found out, as well as qualified Nirguna Brahman has also been found out. Everything has been found out from the same Veda because it can be interpreted very many ways. Minimum, you can have three meanings out of that. If you are trying to find the reason, what is that? Am I a part of it and the whole world is something different? Or am I the one and the same like the primordial power? Or am I different from the primordial power? When you question, all these things are being answered by the Veda. That is why you have called Advaita, Visishtadvaita, and Dvaita. All these concepts can be found out from the same Veda. Source is same Veda, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra. These are all the Prasthanatraya, what they call, the basis on which the entire philosophies have been formed. But all these philosophies come together in knowing the primordial power, the supreme power in the form of Vishnu Sahastranama, where all the three streams and as well as other streams have also come together in realizing the potential power of the Vishnu Sahastranam, how each name represents a quality, represents a particular aspect of the Lord, which can be internalized for our own elevation. So, in this context only, it is said Mahabharata is Shrestha Shastra, Bhagavad Gita is Shrestha Jnana, Vishnu Sahastranama is Shrestha Sara. Mahabharata has got 100,000 verses. Vishnu Sahastranama has got 1,000 glorious names of the God. It has been said, Mahabharata, each word has got minimum 10 meanings. And Vishnu Sahastranamam, each nama has got 100 Swarupa Jnana and Guna Paripurna, which can be expounded. When it was asked in a scholarly debate as it was taking place in those days, Srimad Madhvacharya has asked, can he prove that each nama has got hundreds Guna Paripurna and Swarupa Jnana one can get? Immediately he started with the first word Vishwam and he rattled all the Swarupas one can get out of that for the benefit of the soul as well as to the exalted height of the realization of the God and get the entire benefit of his grace during this lifetime. With being so, and the Vishnu Sahastranam complements the entire Mahabharata, taking 100 Swarupa Jnana into this 1000 Nemas, giving 1000 Namas into 100,000, equivalent to 100,000 verses of Mahabharata. This is what the import of it. While we are having the entire Vishnu Sahastranam, whether we are getting this Jnana and whether it is Guna Paripurna, what is the benefit of this? We have seen already what is the benefit of reciting and hearing the Vishnu Sahastranamam in the last episode itself. And in addition to that, the famous authoritative sloka says, Dhyayan Krite Japan Yagyan Tretayam Dwapare Archayan Yadapnoti Tadapnoti Sankirtaya Keshavam Kalau. In Kali Yuga, it is the Nama Sankirtana which is important. More than the Nama Sankirtana, Vishnu Sahastranamam, when it is recited, when you are able to get the Swarupa Jnana and the highest intuition of the Lord, that takes you out of your entire gamut of your entire worldly struggles and worldly battles which you are forwarding and taking you to the higher level. And that provides you the liberation, as it has been expounded by all the acharyas, right from Shankaracharya onwards. In every bhashya of the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, they are telling for the liberation, you will have to get the grace of the God. For anything that is happening in this world, you will have to have the grace of the God. The God is the doer. He is getting it done by us. The life energy He gives us, that we can obtain only by understanding and internalizing the Swarupa Jnana of this entire Vishnu Sahastranama. With this, we will try to go into the Nama of each of these words, how it has been interpreted gloriously by all the Acharyas, Shankaracharya, Parasara Bhattar, Satyasanga Tirtha, and all other masters, how it complements and converges into elevating the entire understanding of Vishnu Sahastranama. And how we will be surprised to know how much great meanings have come about even when the words are repeated. When the words are repeated, when the Nama is repeated in the Vishnu Sahasranama, it gives a different Swarupa. It gives a different Guna Paripurna that has to be understood. And with that, we will be able to get through the entire gamut of life, and we will be able to understand the Vishnu Sahasranamam in its full potential. So we will be taking up the very first mantra where Yudhishthira asks the Bhishma to know what is exactly the dharma and how one can attain the greatest dharma, and who is the deity whom you have to pray upon, and whose grace is required to face the world and to elevate the soul to the highest possible level, attain moksha and get the liberation. We will see all these meanings as well as all the discussions, how each nama is exemplifying it in the next week onwards. With this, we will conclude today's session, and with this, we'll be closing this particular session. Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi, Tejasvinavaditamastu Vishvidavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.